If you're locked into this video right here, right now, there's a high chance that you're already very capable. Very capable. You know you're capable of more. People around you know you're capable of more. You got ideas, you got potential, you got goals. You're doing the thing already. But yet, months can still pass, years, decades, and you may keep telling yourself that you will start when the time feels right. We've all done it. When we feel more ready, when we feel more confident, when we feel more certain. But what if the root cause for you not moving forward is something that you've never considered before? Just think about that. Because you can move because you moved before and you can start now. So, that's not the reason people get stuck. So what could it be? What if being still and doing nothing feels safer and more comforting than risking who you actually could become? That's the question today. And that's what I explore on this channel. So one of the biggest misconceptions by far about feeling stuck is believing it's a motivation issue. We assume people who aren't moving forward are defective, or they may be lazy or unmotivated, which, okay, let's say that's a little bit of the story. But I see that a lot, solely thinking it's a motivation problem, and it's not. Because the people who struggle the most are often the most capable. They got the ideas. They're responsible. They got the smarts. They're learning all the time. So it's not a information problem. You actually may be watching this right now in your spare time, reading, strategizing. That's what I know. Trying to make the right decision. So from the outside looking in, these individuals are trying to move. It looks like they're moving, but inside there's an internal struggle that's pulling them right back to the same place that they always are. Because who doesn't want a better life? Who doesn't want that? We all want it. We all want self-actualization, self-realization, but staying where we are feels safer than the uncertainties of actually moving forward and doing something that's more toward what you like to do. So our bodies and brains are designed to keep us safe by design. Not designed to keep us successful, but they're designed to keep us safe, because the familiar increases our chance of survival. So that's how it was then, that's how it is now. But a big key is recognizing the difference between being in actual physical danger and then separating the psychological side of it. So whether it's starting the business, starting the conversation, ending a toxic relationship, pivoting when you know you really should, choosing a completely different life for yourself or a completely different path for yourself. None of these scenarios are life-threatening, but your nervous system can respond in a way that it may feel that way. Because, meaningful change, you got to move a little bit different. And asking yourself, or we may not even ask ourselves this question, who do I have to become in order to move differently? Because you're going to have to become a little bit of a different person, but you can become closer to that person that deep down you know who you are, or that you know that person that you know you are. Because success can change identity, as failure can as well, but it can change your responsibility level, success. It could change the way other people perceive you. So there's a large risk to taking that step that people may not realize the perception that you have to step into, and that can keep people exactly where they are. And we all enjoy predictability. We all enjoy the safeties of the comforts of remaining where we are, even if we know we need to be doing something different. Familiarity is probably one of the greatest threats to all of our progress, including myself. Because I can bet on being comfortable. I can bet on predictability by staying right here. So our body gives us signals oftentimes to stay where we are by design. But confidence, and I keep coming back to this, rarely comes before action. Confidence grows when you actually act. That's a big thing to understand. Because hesitation can become an identity. Second guessing can become an identity. But at the same time, following through and acting can become an identity. So being stuck isn't always the absence of movement, because you can have movement without commitment. You know, you can be moving, you can be learning a lot of things, making a lot of micro decisions. You know, I call it procrastivity. You're doing things, but not actually doing the things you really need to do. And that perception of being busy is soothing for a lot of people. That could be a hard truth to accept once you understand if you're doing that. I've done it, because you wait, and then you realize I've been doing all these things, but I'm still exactly where I am. Because this scenario feels so much more emotionally safe than actually growing does. If any of this resonated with you right now, what I don't want to happen is that you leave this conversation thinking you're defective or broken. However, you got to realize something. Your mind and body is designed to protect you. And when we make progress, sometimes it feels the opposite of truly what our body may want us to do. So leaning into the discomfort, leaning into the fear, that's what we have to do. That's what I have to do. Because the goal isn't to eliminate fear. No. The goal is to reinterpret fear as a feeling that you're not going in the direction you're supposed to. But maybe that fear is normal. Maybe that fear is what we need to get the hair on our backs to stand up, to act. The fear is appropriate. So fear is a part. If any, the reason why you're where you are, you're stuck, is fear-based, let that sink in a bit. Because there's always a little fear inside of us all. So here's what I'd like you to do. I love many challenges. And I love self-reflection. So ask yourself this question. What part of my life feels safer to keep as it is than to change it? Let it sink in. Let it rest, write it down. Because the way you answer that question may help you decide why you've been where you are or in the position you've been in for so long. So let's think about this. Let's say you had a little more self-trust, just a little bit. Let's say 5%, 2%. What would you make a decision on right now? What would it be? Would it be a decision? Would it be a phone call? Would it be a conversation? Would it be turning off this video and going and do something right now? I don't have that answer, but you may have it. What would that self-trust look like for you to lean into building the courage to move? So in this channel, I like to explore and understand how and why capable people get stuck, and the relationship between self-trust, purpose, and momentum, the interplay of these things. And if this sounds like something that you're interested in and wanting to grow through, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Darren. Be well.